Our third story out front. It's a scandal that could reach to the highest levels of the Catholic Church. Paolo Gabriele, the personal butler for Pope Benedict XVI, was arrested and charged with aggravated theft. Now, he's accused of stealing confidential papers and leaking them to an Italian journalist. Gabriele was among a handful of people who had access to the Pope's private documents. A Vatican spokesman denies any cardinals are being investigated, but some have speculated that Gabriele may have been caught in a Vatican power play. CNN senior Vatican analyst John Allen is out front with us tonight from Denver, along with our legal analyst Paul Callan. Now, John Allen, I want to start with you. What motive would the butler have to steal these documents? What were their contents, and why would he want to leak them to the press?
Well, let's start with the contents first. The documents that have been rolling out of the Vatican really since January that collectively constitute what is now known as the VatiLeaks scandal cover a wide range of ground, including some things that are almost sort of comically surreal and Borgia-esque, such as an anonymous memorandum about a plot to kill the Pope that most people don't take seriously. So we go from that extreme to very damaging revelations about the inner workings of Vatican finances, alleging corruption and cronyism, and also raising questions about the effectiveness of the new measures, the new transparency measures Pope Benedict XVI has decreed to try to get the Vatican on the white list of countries that meet international standards in the fight against money laundering.
And John,
the motives for releasing all of
just is this evidence of a power struggle going on inside the Vatican?
Well, that gets us to the question of motives, doesn't it? And that's really the $64,000 question to which we don't have a hard answer. Gabriele's lawyers have indicated he's cooperating fully with the investigation, and so hopefully at the end of this we will know more. But the two most popular theories at the moment would range from that this guy is a whistleblower in the classic sense. The Italian journalist to whom most of this was leaked, a guy by the name of Gianluigi Nuzzi, has described his source as someone who believed in transparency, that is, that too many secrets had been accumulated that needed to see the light of day. That's one theory. The other would be that Gabriele is an instrument in an internal Vatican power struggle between currents that are favorable and unfavorable to the current prime minister of the Vatican. That would be the Pope's Secretary of State, Cardinal Tarcisio Bertone.
And that's a lot of intrigue in a very small state. But Paul Callan, now let's talk a little bit about the legal process that occurs in the Vatican. The butler is charged with aggravated theft. What is the process that exists inside the Vatican state?
Well, John, like everything else in the Vatican, it's shrouded in mystery, and they are an independent sovereign state that exists within Italy, within Rome itself. And although the Pope is an absolute monarch, there is a judicial system in place. Now, of course, they're used to dealing with sort of minor types of crimes, not anything of a major sort, but they have an entire court system with an appellate system built in. But because the Pope is the absolute monarch, he can intervene at any time and pretty much handle the case the way he wants to, or forgive somebody for having committed a crime. So if somebody is found guilty, they then get sent off to the Italians to be put in jail. They don't have jails in the Vatican.
So
okay.
no jails in the Holy City. They would
Right.
They would go to Rome. John Allen, I wonder what this says about the system in place. The Vatican denying strenuously that any cardinals are being investigated. But are you hearing about others being charged?
Yeah, I would say from the announcement early this week that Paolo Gabriele had been arrested, there has been real skepticism among many Vatican watchers about how culpable he may be. That is, whether or not there may be an innocent explanation for the secret documents that were allegedly found in his apartment, or if he was in fact purloining documents from the Pope's desk, photocopying them and leaking them to someone. Was he doing that at someone else's behest? Because everyone around the Vatican knows this guy. He's known to be a fairly simple, very devout guy. He's known around the Vatican as Pauletto, which means little Paul. I think many people are skeptical that ultimately he could be the mastermind of this affair.
Paul, will the Italian government take this on? Do they want this fight in their courts and their jails?
Well, I'm sure they probably don't, but this is always the subject of negotiation between the Vatican and the Italian government. I mean, they have to basically get the Italians to exercise jurisdiction and take the case, and they can then send the case on. There was a case a few years ago where the Pope was shot. You remember that case? That got sent over to the Italians, and they took it over. So it's happened in the past.
John Allen, final question. Is there any connection to these documents being leaked and the dismissal of the head of the Vatican Bank?
Well, the Vatican officially says no. They insist that the only connection is that they happen at more or less the same time. They will tell you that the dismissal of the Vatican bank head was a personnel issue related to the fact that the guy quite simply wasn't doing his job. Now, some, however, have suggested there may well be a connection in the sense that some of the documents that were leaked came from the Vatican bank, including a couple of emails that came from the personal email account of the president who just got sacked, an Italian economist by the name of Ettore Gotti Tedeschi. He's hotly denied that. The Vatican has hotly denied it. But in the current atmosphere of crisis and scandal, that has not stopped some people from connecting the dots.
Well, it's fascinating stuff. Thank you both very much.